This is Adam Martin with your Western District Fishing Report. At Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, both lakes have stabilized near winter pool elevations. Bass catches were surprisingly quite good as the water was falling, but now the fishing seems to be a bit tough until the bass settle into their normal pre-spawn patterns. Watercolor is heavily stained in the non-LBL embayments, which limits anglers who prefer finesse tactics like pre-spawn jerkbait fishing, but favors the power fishermen using bright-colored crankbaits, spinnerbaits, and A-rigs. Try to target the main lake and the first few secondary points with flat-sided crankbaits or jigs. With stained watercolor, some warm weather will heat up the water quicker and move those fish shallow, so don't be afraid to target some shallow water if it's in close proximity to deeper water. This year, you should expect to catch a lot of short bass and a lot of big bass. The usually abundant 2-pounders will likely be hard to find. The crappie bite has really improved lately with some very healthy fish being reported. Fish are still deep around 15 feet of water but are following the typical pre-spawn pattern. Spider rigging with minnows or jigs is the most popular tactic right now. With cold water temps, it's important to use your electronics to find fish and then try to put your bait right on the fish's nose. Even a cold lethargic fish will take an easy meal if it's presented the right way. The bluegill and red ear bite hasn't happened yet, but it won't be long. High water and cold temps might limit the amount of mustard flowers we see this year, but we will know more in the next week or two. Please remember to wear your life jackets and kill switches this year. And please be on the lookout for commercial fishermen catching Asian carp. There are more carp fishermen now than we've ever had before, and nobody wants to see a boat get tangled in a gill net. If you observe a commercial fisherman, please go behind their boat and watch them to see if they are warning you about a net. If you get snagged on a net, please do not cut the net if at all possible. Thanks and good luck.
This is Justin with your fishing report out of the Northeast. With the rains finally starting to slow down and the warmer temperatures, many anglers are chomping at the bit to get out there to fish. There are several opportunities out there to take advantage of. Muskie fishing on the rivers is starting to take off. Tigrets, Kinnickinnick, and cave run tailwaters are always great this time of year. You may need to fish a little slower with the water temperature still being a little low. At the time of this recording, cave run is still 16 feet over summer pool, and the core is pulling it pretty hard. With that being said, we are still getting good reports of fish being caught. Trout are also been stocked in Middle Fork Red River, East Fork Indian, and Swift Camp. Also, Greenbow was stocked with both rainbows and brown trout. Remember that the statewide Creole and brown trout is one fish at 16 inches. These fish should over summer in the colder waters and in a year or two be harvestable size. That should do it for the Northeast. Good luck when you go fishing.
This is Jeff Crosby with the Central District Fishing Report. Water temperatures at area lakes are running in the upper 40s to lower 50s. Many lakes are still very stained due to recent weather. However, these conditions are improving. This is a great time of year to fish below many of our locks and dams on the Ohio and Kentucky rivers in an effort to catch a few sauger this time of year. Try live minnows or a variety of jigs, spoons, or minnow imitating lures to catch a few of these fish. Be observant of all boating regulations when fishing below these locks and dams due to dangerous water conditions. We are very close to the time when white bass will begin their spring spawning runs in the upper parts of Taylorsville and Harrington lakes. As water temperatures approach the mid-50s, these white bass will move into these upper part of the lakes. It's a great time to catch a few of these fish on small jerk baits, silver casting spoons, curly tail grubs, or any type of minnow or bait fish imitating lure. We're also getting some reports of some crappie being caught at our area lakes. Crappie are going to begin moving shallow in preparation for the spawn over the next couple of weeks. Crappie are being caught on a variety of lures such as crappie jigs and or live minnows when fished around brush or treetops in about 4 to 10 feet of water. This is a great time of year to get out and catch a few largemouth bass. Bass are beginning to move towards shallow water in many of our area lakes in preparation for their spawn next month. These fish can be caught on a variety of lures this time of year, such as spinnerbaits, jerkbaits, crankbaits, and bladed jigs. Additionally, soft plastic baits are an excellent option, especially when fished around shoreline cover this time of year. Finally, many of the ponds and lakes that are part of the department's Fishing in Neighborhoods program or FINS program have recently been stocked with channel catfish. So it's a great time of year to get out and catch a few of these fish today. Check out the department's website at fw.ky.gov for a complete list of FINS lakes in your area. So grab a pole and enjoy some great spring fishing, and I hope to see you on the water.